Hey everybody, it is Cinephile Mike here with day 33 of the 95 Days of Award Season Posts. And today we're going a little lighter with Henry Selick's animated film Wendell and Wild, written by Selick and Jordan Peele. Now, Wendell and Wild is a stop-motion animation picture that introduces us to Kat. Kat is a happy-go-lucky, green-haired girl who, on a trip home from the fair with her parents, is in a sad, tragic car accident that results in her losing her parents. Now, as a result of this, the laughing girl is replaced by a tough Kat, with her biker boots and her biker gloves and her emo goth schoolgirl look, looking like she stepped right out of 1996's The Craft. She has come back to her hometown of Rustbanks to be enrolled in the all-girls Catholic school after serving time in a juvenile detention center. She blames herself for her parents' death, and she's learned that she needs to stay tough to get through this, even though it has led to her making some maybe not so great decisions. Though she sees when she returns to her town that a town that was once vibrant is now overrun and deserted and owned by a corporation called ClaxCorp, which is a private prison corporation. And now on the other side of the underworld, we meet demon brothers Wendell and Wild, voiced by Keegan-Michael Key and Jordan Peele in all of their Key and Peele gloriousness. Spending their days pouring a rejuvenating hair cream on their father's head, Buffalo Belzer, the jovial-voiced Ving Rhames, whose character in this film is the stand-in for Hades, Wendell and Wild dream of going to the real world and opening an amusement park that will challenge the one that their father has in the afterlife for the spirits. Now, through a vision, after enjoying some of their father's hair cream as a meal, Wendell and Wild find that they are linked to Kat, and she is what is called a Hell Maiden, and they are linked, and if they can get her to bring them to the real world, they can create their amusement park. And by getting her to bring them there, they promise to resurrect her parents. And now all the while this is happening with Kat and Wendell and Wild, we also learn that there are a few residents left in Rustbanks that are fighting the evil ClaxCorp from taking over their town and turning it all into one gigantic prison. So as you can see, there are a lot of plot points going on here. And I didn't even get into the bullying and corporate espionage and lessons of mortality, and while the movie did provide some laughs, it unfortunately goes a little bit off of the rails. There's just so many plot points to follow that it's hard to get to one solid film, which is unfortunate because I have to say the visuals are absolutely glorious. Selick, who's almost the entirety of his directing resume is for these stop-motion projects, and he has updated and combines the styles of The Nightmare Before Christmas and Coraline, and Coraline was the last feature-length film he directed, to give us Wendell and Wild. It's just unfortunate that the gloriousness of the animation can't match the overstuffed plot. And that's unfortunate given the voice talent he has, with whom I mentioned, and additional characters voiced by Angela Bassett, James Wong, and an enjoyable group of up-and-coming young actors who I'm not as familiar with, but that voice Kat and all of her fellow schoolmates. I will say it's not a film to watch if you're looking for the most cohesive plot, but if you enjoy a beautiful animated film, you can't go wrong. So for its award season chances, it could potentially be a contender for a Best Animated Picture. It has been nominated for that with the Critics' Choice, not for the Golden Globes, but the Globes and the Critics' Choice don't always necessarily translate into Oscars, but there's a chance. Though if we're looking at an animated film that also has cohesive plot, there are a lot of other stronger films that top this one. So unfortunately for me, this film's only about a 3 out of 5. Almost a 2, but the animation really did save it for me. Now, as of this post, you can catch Wendell and Wild streaming on Netflix. I will see you tomorrow for day 34, and remember, for those of you who watch, the Golden Globes airs tomorrow night on NBC at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Please adjust for whatever time zone you may be in. Let's see which films are victorious. Or if you're more cynical like me, let's see who shows up, since this is the HFPA's return to a televised broadcast for the first time since 2021. Now, as of this post, I have reviewed 28 of the 36 films nominated, so you can go scroll back through the feed to see the other films. Now, tomorrow, during the ceremony, I will be live tweeting, so if you are still on Twitter, please follow me at Cinephile Mike and comment along with me as we look at what people are wearing and what does the ceremony look like and how is Jared Carmichael doing as a host. We'll cover all that. But until then, this is Cinephile Mike saying, as always, take a break and watch something new.